If you've been using Claude Code to build AI workflows for analyzing Meta ads, Google ads, or any type of ads really, it probably works great at the beginning until you start running more and more campaigns, or you try running them across more than one ad platform. You see, since all the hype around Claude Code started, I've been watching dozens of teams try to build their own vibe-coded ad analytics platform, and almost all of them fail. But there's a better way. I know because we've been able to use AI agents to analyze and tag thousands of ads across all the different platforms. And the funny thing is, the more campaigns you run and the more platforms you run them on, the better it works. So today, I want to walk you through the exact setup so you can just copy it. Now, to understand why the workflows everyone's building right now with Claude Code stop working at scale, you have to look at how they're set up. Most teams running AI for their Facebook ads end up with two separate systems, where one handles the analysis and the other handles the actual generation. So what looks like an AI workflow on paper is really two separate manual processes, with you doing all the work of translating the output of one into the input of the other. Let's start with the analysis part of the workflow, which is the one most people build first using Claude Code. The idea is that you connect your ad data, give Claude access to your top performers, and have it run a full creative analysis on what's driving your best results. And on a single ad account, Claude can actually do this pretty well because you get a real breakdown of which hooks, CTAs, and visual treatments are working. But the problem is that this setup only really works on one ad platform at a time. The second you scale up to Meta, Google, TikTok, AppLovin, and any other platform you're running on, you end up with 4 or 5 separate analyses in front of you with no way to compare them against each other. So when you find something working on Meta, you have no quick way to test that same angle on TikTok because you'd have to manually redo the whole analysis on that other platform from scratch. And even if you somehow get the Claude analysis part working at scale, if you want to actually generate new winning ads based on that data, you have to do all that manually. This is where AI creative generation tools like Higgsfield, ArcAds, or Creatify come in. At first glance, these tools seem like they handle the actual generation for you, but you have to do all of the research and analysis yourself before any of the output is usable. That means maintaining your own running sheet of winning hooks, CTAs, visual treatments, and anything else that's been working in your account, and writing a fresh prompt every time you want a new creative generated. Then, a week later, when you have new performance data, you start the entire process over from scratch, because none of these tools have any memory of what's been working in your account before now. Now, instead of running two manual systems on your own, you can do all of this inside one place, where the analysis and the generation are already connected. The platform I use for that is called Segwise, which is an AI creative intelligence and generation platform. And how it works is they have multiple agents, and each agent handles a specific part of the workflow, with the output of one automatically becoming the input of the next. No sheet to keep up to date, and no prompts you have to write manually. The first agent is the creative tagging agent, which is the base of the whole platform. Before the tagging agent does anything, you connect all of your ad networks, including Meta, Google, TikTok, Snapchat, AppLovin, Unity Ads, ironSource, and the rest, plus your mobile measurement partner if you use one. From there, the tagging agent uses AI to look at every part of a creative, including the video, the audio, the on-screen text, and the imagery, and tags every element of it automatically. That means every hook style, every CTA, every visual treatment, every character on screen, and every audio track gets tagged without anyone on your team doing the work manually. And the same thing happens for your competitors, where you add the brands you want monitored, and the tagging agent applies the same multimodal analysis to every ad they have running. Once your data is tagged, the creative strategy agent takes over, and this is the part that runs the analysis. The strategy agent powers AI chat, which is what you actually use to ask questions about your performance in plain language. So instead of going into Ads Manager for one answer and the ad library for another, you just ask AI and it answers from your account data, your tagging, and your competitors' data all at once. And because the strategy agent already knows the ROAS, CPA, CPI, and CTR of every tag creative in your account, you can ask any question you want about your data without building a single custom report. Then comes the creative generation agent, which is what makes the whole system one connected workflow. The strategy agent is constantly passing the winning patterns it identifies into the generation agent as the brief for your next round of creatives, which means the top performing hooks, CTAs, and visual treatments your data has identified as winners are what the generation agent uses as the input. The creatives the agent generates are rooted in real data, since they're built directly off of what's actually winning in your account and what your competitors are doing right now. The generation agent can now generate both static and video ads using the same winning patterns the strategy agent identifies. By the way, if you want to get this set up on your own ad accounts, I'll leave a link for Segwise in the description below. Now that you understand how the three agents work together, the next thing I want to talk about is brand context, which is what makes the generated ads actually look like your brand. When you're using one of the standalone AI generation tools, they have no idea what your brand actually looks like, which means you usually end up with ads that look like AI slop. They're clean enough on a technical level, but completely off-brand, and it's pretty easy to spot if you have an eye for it. So inside Segwise, brand context is a separate input you set up once, and the generation agent factors it into every creative it produces from that point on. You upload your brand colors, your fonts, your logo, any specific style guidelines, and a set of reference creatives that show the look and feel of how you want the new ads to match. From there, every variation the generation agent produces uses those inputs as its starting point. Once brand context is set up and the agents are running, the last part of the system is creative controls. Creative controls is where you set how often and what day of the week you want the generation agent to run. So you might tell it to produce 10 new static variations every Monday, or 25 new ones every Friday, or whatever fits your testing cycle. From there, the generation agent delivers a new batch of static variations every week, without anyone on your team writing a single prompt or doing quite literally anything. Since the strategy agent is constantly picking up new winning patterns from your latest performance data and your competitors' latest creatives, every weekly batch is already built off of the most fresh data. So the agent's output actually gets better over time as it has more performance data to work from. And that's the whole point of the system, because once your ad platforms are connected and your brand context is set, your creative testing volume goes way up without your team's workload going up with it. You can launch 10 or 20 fresh variations a week and actually find your next winner faster instead of only testing 2 or 3 ads, because that's all your team has the time to make. So if you're ready to implement this workflow for yourself, I'll leave a link at the top of the description where you can try Segwise for free. It connects to 15 plus different ad platforms, tags every creative automatically, and uses the patterns it finds to generate a fresh batch of variations for you every week. So the only manual work left is choosing which ads to launch, as you saw today. So again, the link to try Segwise for free will be at the top of the description. And if you want to watch me automate literally 90% of Facebook ads with this system, then check out this video next.